Hey HURTWORLD players, a new small patch is out and it brings a game changer as well with some fixes. Let's talk about the highlighted change of this patch. Sleepers have been added to this game. To whoever doesn't know what sleepers are, just in case you've never played Rust for example, I'm going to explain you with another example, so it will be easier for you to understand. If you're playing on a server but you've disconnected from it, your character will stay on the server, in a static position, holding all the items in the inventory it had before you logged out, meaning that anyone currently playing on the server could find your character's body and kill it and rob your stuff. But on HURTWORLD, instead of your character's body, when you're disconnected, a box will appear instead. This is how the box looks like. Anyone can attack it by shooting it, hitting, exploding, or even running over it, like they would do with a player character's body. If the box is destroyed, it will drop the loot you've had when you disconnected. Pay attention to the fact that if you destroy players' boxes or the sleepers, you will still gain infamy as you would if you were directly killing an online player. So it makes sense if someone destroys your box, you will be dead the next time you connect to the server and you will automatically spawn on your ownership stake or shack or even on the spawn area just in case you don't own a base or a shack. So be careful where you log out next time you play the game, or try to keep your stuff on a container and try not to log out in an open field or close to a populated area if possible. The sleepers items will still suffer changes with the time, meaning that if you have any food on the inventory, it will still rot. Sleepers will also block construction where they are placed, to prevent players glitching through walls. On the official servers, the sleepers feature is enabled by default. Community servers admins can enable or disable the sleepers feature through a command, and they can also enable the feature of showing up sleepers' names on the boxes if they want, although this is disabled by default due to the old saves of many sleepers on the spawn starter area of the map, causing issues. But if a server wipes, enabling the sleepers' names on the boxes won't be an issue at all. It seems that after thinking about a possible solution to people who logged out with their rare items, such detonator caps and C4, adding sleepers was possibly the only best solution devs decided to choose. I was thinking if there were more solutions for this, but couldn't find many more. Now the combat log timeout has been reduced to 5 seconds by default. In Deathmatch mode, and new Deathmatch servers were also added. I saw one popping up on the official servers list, and I don't know if they will add more, but maybe. And gift item trigger was fixed, meaning that Deathmatch servers will now give out guns again, by the way. You cannot place part of your shack inside of rocks or other terrain anymore. About vehicles, they fixed a bug on how rigid bodies sleep, meaning that spear's action towards vehicles is now more effective. There was an issue that made some vehicles, when not being used, to move by themselves, which also sometimes ended to put players' vehicles stuck on rocks or in other elements, but this patch brought some fixes to mitigate physics drift over long periods of time, reducing the tendency for vehicles to move by their own when they are not being used. All construction items have now extra validation to check against players more consistently. Do you remember to see floating doors or window shutters, just floating on the air with nothing around them? Well, those were the remains of a decayed base, but no more, because constructions that are dependent on attachment points, such doors, will now also decay if no attachment points are found, and they will drop their refund amount as loot after being destroyed, so they finally will also decay. And this is all this patch brings out. While JeSTeR here, have a good weekend.